Today's file begins in Vienna, 1787. The clerk doesn't ask your name, because you don't have one. Not a family name anyway. He reaches for a thick leather ledger, dips his pen, looks up. Do you intend to pay for a respectable surname? You hesitate. That hesitation costs you. Pay enough and the clerk offers you something beautiful, a name built from gold, or roses, or precious stone, Goldstein, Rosenthal. Pay nothing, and the clerk decides for you. Some clerks, it turns out, could be cruel. As the story is often told, people with nothing to offer walked out with a name meaning pauper or mole, a name their children would inherit, and their children's children, for the rest of recorded history. Your last name. But Vienna wasn't where this began. It was only where it turned cruel. Go back further. Almost anywhere. Almost any century. A farmer in a village. A baker. A blacksmith's son. None of them have a last name. None of them need one, because everyone already knows who they are. The village knows whose son you are. The village knows what you do for a living. The village knows where you sleep at night. For most of human history, a name only has to work in a room of people who already know you. One word. That's enough. So somewhere between that, a single word spoken among neighbors, and a stranger in Vienna assigning you an insult for the rest of your bloodline, something changed. Not gradually, not by accident. Someone, somewhere, decided that a name wasn't enough anymore. That knowing your neighbor wasn't the same as being known. Vienna wasn't alone, not even close. Nearly a century later, a different continent, a different language, a different empire entirely. One that had never spoken to Vienna, never read its laws, never known its clerks existed. And yet, the Japanese government issues a decree of its own. Every commoner in the country must now take a surname. Not a suggestion, a requirement. For over 1,000 years, only samurai and nobility had been allowed family names. Ordinary people, farmers, merchants, millions of them, had lived and died with one name only. Now, almost overnight, they didn't have a choice. Two governments, thousands of miles apart. No contact, no shared history, no reason to copy each other. And they arrived at the exact same solution. So it wasn't really about names. It was never about names. Taxes don't collect themselves. Armies don't fill their own ranks. A government that can't tell its people apart on paper, can't tax them, can't draft them, can't govern them at all. A name wasn't an identity. It was a leash. The ledger didn't stay a ledger. It kept evolving. A name was only ever the beginning, because a name can be shared, copied, denied. So governments wanted more. By the late 1800s, police in Europe start recording something no two people share. The pattern on a fingertip. Not a name anymore, a body. Then came the photograph, the passport. A face sealed to a document checked at every border. And today, at your own airport? You may have already done this without noticing. At dozens of major US airports right now, a camera checks your face against your passport photo. No ID handed over, no line, just a scan. The clerk in Vienna is gone, but the question he asked you, who are you exactly, never stopped being asked. It just stopped needing a human to ask it. That was 2 centuries ago. Different clerks, different ink, but the ledger never really closed. You do this without thinking. Every form, every account, every document that asks who you are. Your last name goes down first, before your job, before your city, before anything you've actually chosen about your own life. You didn't pick it. Neither did your parents, really. Not the name itself, only the choice to keep passing it forward. Somewhere back down that line, a government needed to find someone, tax them, draft them, track them. And so it built a system. You're still inside it. Every time you sign your name, you're not expressing who you are. You're completing a record, one a government started centuries ago because it needed to know exactly where to find you. File closed. For now.